All of these major things happening in the last few weeks is not a coincidence. 100%. Something is building. Something is heating up. They're cooking something up. 100%. You saw what's going on in China, what's going on in the UK, what's going on in Japan. We covered that. Now you have Dubai, one after another, all in favor of XRP. Keep in mind, a lot of these places, especially Dubai, want to go hard when it comes to real world asset tokenization. That's trillions of dollars scaled into quadrillions at some point. And let me tell you something, when that happens, there's no way XRP's price stays low. It's not going to happen. There's no way. If they pull that off, not financial advice. This is why now that people are taking a good look at interbank payments, B2B cross-border. I'm talking about the big money stuff. That's why I'm putting these up front. RWA, real world asset tokenization. Now that people are really taking a closer look, they have no choice but to come out with all of these bullish predictions. You see the articles coming out? All of a sudden, everybody loves XRP. All of a sudden, they all have a bullish prediction. Why? Well, you ask yourself, why? Why now? Why not before? Because see, now they're forced with all these major institutions coming out and saying, hey, we're doing this. We're building with Ripple. We're building on the XRPL. Just like when the Thai government was talking about it, whatever they were doing on the XRPL. Hong Kong Monetary Authority had some stuff come out recently. The only way they can solve their problems is to work with the private sector. We saw that clearly. And a lot of other places around the world are going to have that same problem. You see, I mean, there's so much to this. But because those serious, reputable entities are coming out, people have to take a serious look at XRP now and say, wait a minute. Where's all this heading? They have to take it serious now. In my humble opinion, that's what's going on. That's why you see so much bullishness now. Same thing is happening with Solana. You can't have reputable company after reputable company come out and say, hey, we're bullish on it. We like it. We want to use it. And it not equal to a higher value in the future, right? I don't know the timelines. I don't work for these companies. I just know what is to come if things continue on this trajectory. We even had a pro company use similar verbiage to what I use. They literally were saying that the trajectory of the top cryptos, and I can't remember which one they were referencing directly. I can't remember if it was XRP, Solana related, but they were saying that the top cryptos across the board are on an upward trajectory long term. And I said this in the video. I said, whoa, this sounds like what I've been saying for a long time. That's serious business. Now, what did I say in that last video that I put out? Was it the last one or the last two? I said, I don't know how long, everything was going up. Bitcoin was green. Everything was green. And a lot of people were like, oh, this is the bull run. It's going to go up. It's not going to stop and stuff like that. And it's like, to each his own. Sure. Cool. And what did I say? If you watch those videos all the way through, I said, I don't know how long this is going to last. I wouldn't be surprised if it came down and boom, what happened? It came down. Then I also said what? I said that there was not black swans, but there were negative catalysts that we need to observe closely that could impact markets and bring things down a little bit. And then it did. It did. Listen, all you got to do is stay balanced. This is what I'm talking about. Stay balanced, observe, this is not advice. I'm just sharing. Stay balanced, observe, and be ready to adjust accordingly. If you're a long-term holder, this really don't mean anything to you. But if you're a short-term holder, stay balanced, observe, and be ready to move. And definitely don't be moved off of what people say. Don't do that. Just my humble opinion, not financial advice. That can cause you some trouble. And just stay light on your feet. Be ready to adjust. It's just like combat. Financial markets to me are like combat, and there's that old saying in combat I think it came from Master Bruce Lee. When my opponent expand, I contract. And when my opponent contracts, I expand. Defense, offense, natural, feeling the flow of something. But that comes with a higher understanding. So once you're starting to do all this research, as an example, you're starting to see, you saw Ripple talk about how they wanted to go after the commercial banks in the US. That's one. Then we see how they're working hard all around the world, right? So they have a consistency of hard work. Two, when they say they're going to go after something, they get it. Before they were working with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, they let it be known they wanted to be in that region deep. Remember that? Then what happened? They went and they did it. They said they wanted to be, in Thailand. Then they did it. They said they wanted to be deep in Japan. This is a long time ago, before they actually were deep, when SBI was just bullish on Ripple alone. Because now we've had other entities come out in Japan and say, hey, we're interested in DLT as well. We're interested in Ripple as well. And Ripple was like, we want to be deep in Japan. We want to do something great in Japan years and years and years ago. And now look how deep they are in Japan. Things are serious there now. So this is a place that keeps their word. So now keeping that in mind, going back to when they said, which was Stuart Alderati, and then also I believe it was Monica Long. I believe Monica Long spoke something on the U.S. situation. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they were indicating, well, Stuart Alderati said directly that they were going to go after commercial banks. But now that we know that they're a company that when they say something, they get it done, we can use deductive reasoning to determine that they probably have a good amount of banks in the U.S. Now, once again, I want to bring this up. When we go back and we think about what Christopher Waller was talking about when he referenced that one that has 600 banks, just my personal opinion, I think that Ripple and XRP are on the table. I think that they're the prime candidate for who he was talking about. And let me tell you something, 600 banks is significant. I think that would be a lowball number. You want to be real, because they don't have to come out and tell Christopher Waller exactly what they're doing. They're a private company, right? So he's hearing things. He's going by what he's hearing or what he was last reported. But a lot happens since what you last heard. A lot can happen since what was last reported, right? And what did I say all these years? I said I don't think it's a problem for them once everything is in the clear to get 1,000 banks in the US. I'm not talking globally. Globally is going to be insane. It should be nuts. But I don't think it's a stretch for Ripple to get 1,000 US banks. And if they do, they're cooking. Well, that's number one. Number two, look at Swift. Swift is hurting badly every time there's geopolitical tension. Every single time the BRICS nation come out and they say we're getting more nations, they just keep coming out and saying that there's more nations joining and interested. They were up to what, like 129? Is that the right number? This is what they claim. I don't know what's real or not. These people can lie just like everyone else can lie, right? But they also can tell the truth like everyone else can also. So I try to stay balanced in that way. But let's say they're telling the truth and they have 129 nations that want to, however they phrase, that want to join them. That's significant. That's significant. Look at what the amount of global GDP the BRICS nations already is right now. Their populations are going up, while Western populations are going down. That birth rate on a lot of these Western nations going down. You think that's not going to have an effect? And we get why. Certain traditions and such like that and certain initiatives. There's not a lot of incentive in the West to have those huge families. People can barely afford to live just themselves alone, them and their spouse or whoever. You know, I get that. But it doesn't change the truth, right? So the more BRICS nations thrive, other nations thrive, and they're setting up all these fragmented systems that hurt Swift. So now Swift is scrambling. They're thinking to themselves, how can we keep up? How can we keep this stranglehold on the industry, which they know they can't keep the stranglehold? It's already gone. It's already gone. Pack it up. You know, Ric Flair can't do the figure four forever. He can't. It's over. No more. Chris Jericho can't do the lion tamer forever. It's over. You got to come up with a new move, right? All right. Somersault or something. You got to come up with something new. So what they're looking at, I know they're looking at these companies like, wait a minute, Ripple has a global reach. Ripple's willing to work with people. I'm telling you. This is why, notice, pay attention to this real close for the future. Notice how Ripple changed their verbiage. At first, they were talking like all these other companies, just like EveryNet, just like Velo, just like Stellar. Oh, we want to replace Swift. They're all saying that early on, right? Some of them are still saying that. Oh, we're competitors of Swift. Then all of a sudden, over the years, Ripple changed that. They weren't a competitor anymore. They're just part of the system. We're just doing our own thing. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but you've seen it. They've stepped back from that whole verbiage of competing with Swift. Why? First of all, they've already won, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, Ripple, SBI, Volante, all the people building on XRPL have already won. They already won. It's over, right? The legacy system is bleeding out. The banking system is hurting badly. They're on the verge of a collapse of thousands of banks globally, not just the U.S. but the U.S. is going to feel it 100%. And if the problems at the banks lately haven't been an indicator to people, I don't know what is. People woke up yesterday or today, and the Bank of America app was down, right? They weren't happy about that. So the old system is constantly getting bad press, and people are leaving the old system. This is why one of the reasons why, and I'm going to connect all this together. All of this is connected. This is why you're going to continue to see the banks releasing all this information. About the boogeyman, shadow banking. Oh, shadow banking is so bad. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know why they try to shovel dirt on shadow banking? Because they can't compete with the so-called shadow banks. Shadow banks are just a very provocative way of talking about or word for non-banking financial institutions, which are they're dominating when it comes to competition between them and the banks. Banks can't keep up. They can't offer you the yield or the services that a non-banking financial institution can. They don't have the leeway to do all the different things that NBFI can do. So they don't like them. So they're going to talk bad about them. But the people are leaving the banking system and going to the non-banking financial institutions. They want those money market funds. They want some commodities now. They want a cash sweep account where maybe the banks get a little piece of the cash sweep account, but it's going to go through an NBFI. NBFI is hosting it. They bring the accounts here. You get some yield off that cash. You get the cash sweep account, whatever, or whatever that other account is that they have now that they're offering for yield. You get like 2%, 5%, something like that. I don't know. People want bonds now. They want T-bills now. See, the people have been forced to evolve, advance, and so now they're looking for the regular people are like, wait a minute. I can't have my money dying in a savings account. Let me go somewhere else. Wait a minute. I can't have them lending out my money. Then when I need $300,000, they can't even give it to me. They're trying to offer me $30,000 today. I got to come back in a few days for the rest. They don't care about fractionalized banking. They don't want to hear that. They want their $300K right now. So with all these different things, I'm saying the legacy system has been bleeding out. They're losing the people. They're losing the fight. And as they lose the people, as they lose the value, as they lose the competition in technology, they're losing power. So they're not beyond if you can't beat them, join them attitude. They're not. They're not. I don't think listen, we'll see what happens with Swift in the future. We'll see what happens with Swift. Right now, Ripple, SBI, Volante, they're in a dominant position. The rest is up to them. What they do, they could have it all if they really want to. And that will mean what for XRP holders? Theoretically speaking, that will mean a lot of value. That will mean an explosion in price. You make up your mind where you think the price is going to go. I just know it will add up to a massive explosion. Now, see, first, there will be two different ones. There will have to be two different ones. There's no way. I don't know if there'll be more, but there definitely will be two. Number one, the B2B value and the interbank payment value, I don't think that's that far away. I don't, folks. Maybe a year or two max. I don't think it's that far away. Now, once again, I don't work for Ripple. I don't know a single person at Ripple, never spoke to any of them. I'm a humble researcher, but I'm telling you, I've researched so much. And it just seems like that B2B value and the interbank payment value, that's up first. That's what's been cooking for years, right? And it's almost done. Almost time to stick that fork in and have a bite. That RWA, folks, don't you forget that real world asset tokenization. Don't. The more I read about it, the more bullish I become on that moment when they flip that switch. I like that verbiage. I'm going to keep using it. When they flip that switch, when that is implemented in mass. Because that will be the next explosion, and that will be huge, man. And it'll be easy. So it'll be easier. When the time comes, I foresee all of these big companies, BlackRock, Valkyrie, WisdomTree. I just don't see how they don't push their apps and this. Listen, whoever's at the forefront, all of these apps, which are going to be very easy to use. They're going to make it so easy to tokenize anything because they want to make it easy for you to bring that value on chain. When you bring that value on chain, these native tokens go up. Those big companies are already in position or getting in position right now. They believe 100% they will reap the biggest benefits off of this. They believe that they're going to make the most money off this. They don't care if you make a little bit of money. The money you make is going to probably be a lot. Let's say that, right? Not financial advice, but let's say the money you make is a lot compared to what they're going to make or what they believe they're going to make. They think that's nothing. So they don't care if you make some. So they want everybody tokenizing everything. Tokenize the house, tokenize granny silverware that's been sitting there. Now we can get that value can move easily. This painting, that's been in the attic, grandpa's painting that probably is worth a lot, but just collecting dust. They want that. They want everything tokenized. And that value is just going to flow. And they already have everything mapped out already about how it's going to flow, because these type of entities, they don't leave that for later. They're constantly planning, not them themselves, but they have teams that are paid well to research, plan, to analyze the best of the best minds. And so everything is done ahead of time. So that's a lot of my thoughts there. So the whole Dubai thing is not surprising at all. You're going to see more and more information coming out. This is not the big stuff. It's not. But I think in the next year and a half, I think you're going to see some big things. I think a lot of these companies are waiting to release big news. I do. I think they're waiting on purpose for the bull run, because remember, these companies liquidate the native token, not Ripple. Ripple does what they do. But I mean, all of these top companies liquidate their native tokens to fund a lot of stuff. You think that they're not incentivized to release big news simultaneously as the bull run is popping off so they can reap the benefits as well, or multiply the benefits? Of course. I question a lot of that with Flare. You want to be real? I question that with Flare. Like, are they trying to wait deliberately to make big announcements when the market is at is extreme positive, so that price goes up even more? I don't know. Quant, what are you waiting for with the staking? Why are they all holding back? I'm gonna tell you what. So I'm observing that. Now, if they all start coming out with announcements when the true bull run pops off, then I know that we were correct in this thinking. They were waiting. Bull run pops off, good news, the price goes up. Then they start dropping big news, the price goes up even more. You don't think they'll be selling some? They have some. You don't think they'll be selling some? I might beg to differ. Right. So, I took off yesterday, so I had a lot of XRP and Bankcoin thoughts to share with you today. All right. Can't say I don't try to give you everything. I do. So now, let's see. I know I had some Bitcoin news here. I'm going to get to that Bitcoin news. I talked a lot about the bank coins. And when I talk about one bank coin, it really applies to all of them. They're all in the same boat. Just some have done a little bit more than others, but they all serve the same purpose. They're all going to get a piece. They have already set themselves up to get a piece. So now, here we go. A little bit of Bitcoin news, because look how people flip on Bitcoin so quickly. I'm telling, and I'm standing firm. I'm saying the same thing I said before. I said that it might come down a little bit. I said that there were negative catalysts, and here they go. And it went down a little bit. And I also said it won't matter. Listen, folks, in my humble opinion, because of the catalyst, BlackRock wants that price to explode. They want it. Valkyrie wants that price to explode. ARK Invest wants that price to explode. All these billionaires want that price to explode. A lot of countless millionaires that are quiet, sitting on the sidelines, but they're not on the sideline, but they're just quiet, right? They want that to go up. A lot of regular people want that price to explode. There's so many positive catalysts. That's a little bit. That's just a little. That's just a few. I'm telling you right now, nothing right now that I've seen right now changes the future trajectory of Bitcoin. If information comes out that is a major negative catalyst I'll say that. I will say that. But right now, no. And there's a major catalyst I'm not talking about that I believe could touch Bitcoin. I believe it will touch the utility coins more in the future, but it could touch Bitcoin. So I'm going to leave it at that. And that hasn't even begun. That giant hasn't begun to rumble and wake up yet. It hasn't. So now we have this article here. Little Bitcoin news. Former Goldman Sachs top manager, renowned cryptocurrency advocate Raoul Pal, has brought an epic new Bitcoin price prediction into the spotlight, expressing his agreement with the arguments presented. The analysis that caught Powell's attention uses the Wyckoff accumulation method, a strategy developed by Richard D. Wyckoff that identifies market cycles and institutional behavior. It focuses on the accumulation phase, in which institutions buy assets at lower prices in anticipation of potential upward price movements. Key elements include increased volume, bullish price action with higher lows and highs, and tests that confirm minimal selling pressure. According to this prediction, the price of Bitcoin is currently in phase D, where demand consistently exceeds supply. The latest episode was Bitcoin reaching the last points of supply yesterday, where the price was pulled back after dropping almost 4% over the course of the day. Let's see how long it stays down. I expect this volatility. I told you, let's see how long it stays down. Not that it matters in the long term, I'm telling you. And and this is what I was saying. Listen, when the true bull run pops off, when Bitcoin goes up, you're going to know it. It will be significant. You will feel something. It's the best way I could put it. You will know. You'll see it. You will feel something. They can call it whatever they want. Oh, it's euphoria, whatever. I'm telling you. It says, this is when the major cryptocurrency may finally break its all-time high and go into price discovery to $85,000 per Bitcoin and beyond, as can be seen on the attached chart. Listen, I know my low price is 80,000. I know that, but I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen, the push lately that I've seen from BlackRock, releasing information saying how bullish they are on Bitcoin and it's a good portfolio diversifier, it's already telling me that there's a massive media push to come. It hasn't started yet. There's no way BlackRock got in this for $85,000 Bitcoin. No, sir. No. You better check their history. No, they didn't. 100,000 or more. 100,000, 150,000. It could go higher than that. That's just that's where I stop. But it can go higher than that for sure. But it says here for Raoul Pal, this is what feels, quote, feels right, unquote. Whether this will happen is hard to say. Well, nobody can say exactly what's going to happen, but we're just sharing thoughts. Share your thoughts. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone has to make their own decisions. But yeah, no one can say 100%. It says, as nothing is set in stone in the market. Well, we know that for sure. If you've been in crypto even for a short time, nothing's written in stone. Heck, one minute it could be this price. Next minute be a crazy higher price. And next moment, they could just plummet. 1 minute people in crypto are laughing and celebrating, clacking glasses of champagne together. And the next minute, everybody's crying. Like just in a blink of an eye. That's I feel like that's part of the interesting part about crypto. That's part of the fun of crypto, right? That extremeness there. If not, it'd just be the stock market, right? You don't want those slow gains. You want some astronomical, but the pendulum swings equally to the left as it does to the right. Opposites are the same. They just differ in degree. We see the extremes in crypto. If you want those extreme highs, then you also take the risk of extreme lows, extreme volatility. It works in both ways. It's positive. It can be a positive or a negative. It's really up to the individual, So he's bullish on it. They're saying $85,000 at some point in the future, I suppose. Yep. Listen, I believe that it will touch that at some point, but it will go much higher than that. Much higher than that. Taking many, many cryptos with it. Solana will go. I believe Solana, I don't care what negative news they put out there. These big companies keep supporting Solana. So Solana will go. XRP will go. I think Quant will take off hard. I don't think a lot of people looking at it. They don't need to. But yeah, that circulating supply is low. A lot of people know about it. They'll come back. The companies, they got something big coming up. Allegedly, I think they're supposed to be doing this. They mentioned it a long time ago. Was it like staking, some sort of gateway thing where you stake your quant or companies are doing it? If they do that, Oh my word, quant will explode. So you have that. Quant will go off. Cello will go off. These are ones that go off very easily. Cello will go off every bull run. That last bull run, Cello went off like 2, 3, 4 times. Boom, 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 boom. Go look at the charts in 2021. Cello will go off. I'm not sure. It depends on what Flare releases. If they, I don't know when they're coming out with that F assets. They have to come out with the F assets. And then once F assets come out, then sky's the limit for Flare. If it hits Songbird first, Songbird is going to go off, period. It is. People can delegate. Aren't they supposed to add staking to Songbird as well? So people are going to want to earn early. And there's a lower circulating supply of Songbird. Yeah, Songbird will go off. In my humble opinion, it depends. Like I said, it depends if they release F assets on Songbird during or before the true bull run pops off. I think LCX will do okay. I'm trying to think of who I'm leaving out. XRP goes up. Stellar is going up. XLM is going up. That's just the way that it goes, folks. I'm trying to think. Algorand. We'll see how Algorand does. So that's the most I can think of right now with my tired mind, folks. It's been a crazy past few days. I hope you're all safe out there. All right. I'll leave it at that. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the Monday.